Okay, so it should be started. Yeah, the voice. Okay. Ugh, that's loud. Hold on. Turn that down. Settings. Application. I can put it about there. Wonderful. So, what was the video that I was watching yesterday?
So I'm gonna drag the color output.
Put that there.
The software knows it is a rectangle and it is not scaled. Those, or you can click and drag down and then not go left and right, and you can type a value for all of those. So, you know, good stuff. For the head, I want the origin point to be on the bottom, so I'm gonna go into edit mode, select everything, G, Z by 4. So it's gonna go 4 up, origin point is here, and I'm gonna move it with the object mode. I'm gonna turn on the snapping thing, put it up here. So this is our character. Now we have to give it some UVs. So if we bring the mouse up into this corner, drag it out, we have a new window. Press N and T to hide the toolbars and stuff. Go into UV editor. So now while you have this object selected, you can go into edit mode and you will see the object here. But there's one problem. See, this is square and this is stretched. What's going on? Well, let's hop out of edit mode. And you see the scale here has been changed because I tweaked the dimensions. So it's scaled up the cubes to
Shift
match the
S.
dimensions. So
Cursor.
even if I were to unwrap this, it's still gonna give me cubes because it has scale. So what we have to do is press Control A and apply that scale. So this leg has been scaled, so the software thinks it's still a cube, it was just stretched upwards. This one, which has the scale applied, the software knows it is a rectangle and it is not scaled. So let's just apply the scale for all of them. One good thing with Blender...
Okay, hold on. I have to move the origin. Shift S. Cursor to selected. Then I need to raise it up to 48. Close enough. And then set origin to 3D cursor. So that origin's there, that origin's there, that origin's there. Shift S, cursor to selected. Set origin, 3D cursor. Okay. Now, why does that G, R. Why does that not... Nothing moves when I do G now. Hold on. Okay. Hey up, we back. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why I can't move things now. Uh... Okay. Origin to geometry. No. What am I doing? What am I doing? You soft blocked yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did. Object origin. Object is active. Object is linked and not selected. An object's origin in geometry can be moved relative to other 3D cursor. Geometry to origin moves the model to origin. In this way, the origin. It's Memorial Day, so my office is closed. Wonderful. Wonderful. I can't move objects now. Can't move objects. What is this? What Okay. Blender has a Stack Overflow. No, it's not that. Hit and bring the sidebar. Tool. Under transform, check all 3 options. That did not uncheck all 3 options. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. We're able to do stuff now. So it's like, okay, now I should be able to do the stuff like this, you know. Uh GX, no, RX. There, we got a dab. We got a dab. Okay. That is something different. So everything is moving good relative to the body, but the body itself can do a Beyblade in the center of the whatever. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that, but we'll figure it out.
Is if you're gonna open a menu again, your mouse is automatically going to be on the last option, so you can just do it really fast.
You've recently enjoyed avocados discovery. Wonderful. That's a nice discovery. Discovering something that you like to eat. It's a healthy fat. Healthy fat. Well, I had a habit of just not eating at all. And that was a problem. But that was just me. I enjoy vanilla yogurt over ice cream, actually. That's what I've found.
I love Blender. It's so cool. Okay, back in edit mode. Let's press U to unwrap stuff, and let's just put it onto cube projection. What this is gonna do is
Okay, so I need to top right hand corner, click and drag to split. Then I need to do UV editor. Maybe you like avocado? I'm not the type to buy fresh produce unless it's potato or apple. That's really it. But guacamole is delightful. Yes, it is delightful. I don't know. I don't know. You? Shift you? Control you? What was the control that he did?
okay, back into edit mode. Let's press U to unwrap stuff, and
Okay, you have to be in edit mode. So you press tab to go into edit mode, and then you press U to unwrap stuff.
let's just put it onto cube projection.
Cube projection.
What this is gonna do is, if I go into face mode, let's put this arrow so selection is linked. Whatever I select here is gonna be selected there. You're gonna get a bunch of faces. So if I move this, I have every face is an individual part of the UV. So let's apply a material to this. So go into this material icon down here and make a new material. Call it skin. Instead of UV unwrapping, it's best if we first go into the shader editor. This is where all your material stuff happens. Yeah, I pressed N to get rid of this stuff because it's annoying. I have a folder here which has
Okay.
this third skin. If you're gonna open a menu again, your mouse is automatically.
I cooked a lot for us when we were kids. Yeah, that was unfortunate because I should have learned to cook. Just for myself and stuff. I made myself a potato stew, potato and cheese stew, and that was great. I have mixed vegetables in there. Put some spices. It tastes great. I had a bowl yesterday. That was great. I have like 15 bags of PD's ravioli in my freezer, so I also have that. Canned soup. I have canned soup. Some ramen. I have ramen. Yeah. So you make breakfast burritos for breakfast today. Wonderful. I had an everything bagel with 2 fried eggs and a pork patty. So that was a nice yummy sandwich. Huh. Man, I'm still tired. I didn't really sleep well last night. That's good. Leveling up your cooking game is good. Let me try and find the freaking download. So I got this Galaxy Girl uh uh skin. I don't understand why the resolution is fucked. What happens if I open with GIMP? Okay. See, it looks fine when I open it with GIMP. Do you remember the Buckeye recipe? No, I do not remember the Buckeye recipe. I've been playing around with it and it's way better now. Well, that's great. That's great. Yeah, the Buckeyes, I remember them being a little bit chalky on the inside. Have you been able to fix that? I didn't want to upset Mom and her cooking. Okay, so shader editor. Yeah, by using a bit more butter. Okay, okay.
Fast. I love Blender. It's so cool. Okay, back into edit mode. Let's press U to unwrap stuff, and let's just put it onto cube projection. What this is gonna do is, if I go into face mode, let's click this arrow so the selection is linked. Whatever I select here is gonna be selected there. You're gonna get a bunch of faces. So if I move this, I have every face is an individual part of the UV. So let's apply a material.
She doesn't on. Okay. On a very real level, her and I were talking about it. Mom was a terrible cook. He doesn't do flavor. Yeah. Yeah. Um. I mean, the meatloaf was good. I like the meatloaf. It feels like she never used, like, salt. Is that right? Does that sound right? Like, it's only now recently that it's just like, wow, I didn't realize that you can put salt and pepper onto your fried eggs, and that makes it like wow. It's usually used parsley as a basic. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
Material to this. So go into this material icon down here and make a new material. Call it.
Okay. So go down to material, make new material. Okay. Do you do spicy stuff at all? I have hot sauce in my freezer. What I like to do is I like to, when I make rice and mixed vegetables, and then I also do chicken nuggets in the air fryer, and I have all of that together in a bowl with hot sauce. Half the seasoning in the loaf recipe is parsley. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe my thing is just like the meat was doing the heavy lifting and all of that. and I just didn't really mind the taste of meat. Well, we have to understand that mom was kicked out growing up, and she didn't really have like a stable relationship with her parents to actually teach her how to cook. So you can't really blame her. Ooh, I use turmeric. But I'll definitely grab Cajun powder as well. Hold on, let me get a sticky note so I can actually write this down. Yeah, I know, that was wild. And she's since admitted to me that she didn't really have a chance to experiment and like learn in her 20s. Hold on. That's probably why I also always put a lot of sugar into my beverages and teas and stuff, is because mom didn't really use spices. She's definitely in her 20s era now. Yep. She finally has the ability to. So, what's that? What's that? How do you spell it? T-A-J-I-N. I would be able to just find that in Walmart, right? Hopefully. Doesn't sound familiar.
Skin. Instead of UV unwrapping, it's best if we first go into the shader editor. This is where all your material stuff happens. Yeah, I pressed N to get rid of this stuff because it's annoying. I have a folder here which has the Steve skin, which is what we're gonna use. So I can just drag and drop it in here, or
Okay, wonderful. Drag and drop. Cool.
you can press Shift A to add a new node, go into into texture, image sequence, image texture, or you could just search for image texture, you know, it's the same. So I'm gonna drag the color output of the skin into the base color.
Into base color.
Of the material. So if I go into the material mode up here, or pressing Z and go into the material mode, you can see it's now displaying a material, but it's displaying some weird part because we...
Okay, so if we go here, okay, middle click to do that. Okay, so now it's doing that. If I want my food spicy, I'll put cayenne, paprika, Cajun, crushed red pepper. Oh, hold on. I do have paprika and chili powder. Little lime juice and spicy dishes too. Oh yeah, that indeed looks right.
So let's go back in.
Okay, so UV editor now.
To the UV editor, press tab to see what we're doing, and oh boy, why is it so stretched? It's not supposed to be stretched. What the hell? Okay, let's hop out of edit mode and press the numpad slash. So I isolate selection. Now the only thing I can...
Numpad slash. Okay, cool.
See is my left leg. I'm gonna go back into edit mode and I'm gonna cut.
Okay, and now I gotta go into edit mode.
So I'm gonna go into face select mode by pressing 2, and I'm gonna select some of the...
So edge select mode.
edges. You know, this is gonna be my cut, so I'm gonna select this U shape. U, mark seam. So I'm placing cuts so I can unwrap.
Okay. Okay, mark seam.
Later. So I'm gonna select this one as well. U, mark seam. And the bottom part is not connecting mode, and I'm gonna cut this. So I'm gonna go into face select mode by pressing 2, and I'm gonna select some of the edges. You know, this is gonna be my cut, so I'm gonna select this U shape. U, mark seam. So I'm placing cuts so I can unwrap it later. So I'm gonna select this one as well. U, mark seam. And the bottom part is not connecting to any of the...
Mark seam.
It's adjacent faces. So I'm just gonna select all 4 of these and completely cut it out. So U, mark seam. Now, if I go into... face mode, press A to select everything, and go U, unwrap.
So A, U,
Face mode, press A to select everything, and go U, unwrap. I'm gonna
his unwrap is different than my unwrap. Unwrap minimum stretch. Oof. Oofaroonies. No. Control Z. U. Unwrap. Okay. Can I flip? Mirror x-axis. Okay. A, G, go to there. Actually, hold on. Mirror x-axis. Chili powder. Roughness. I don't. Default.
get an unwrapped version of this, right? So these four are connected. This is the top, this is the bottom, which is standing completely by itself. Now the top is supposed to be on the top, so let's select all of this, press R to rotate, and type in 180 degrees. Now I think we should turn on snapping. Let's scale it by 0.5. It's half.
Okay. Snapping. A, G. Okay, so that's good.
I think this is the correct size. We can just resize it later. So now we have the snapping to vertex enabled. So we're gonna move it.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting confused on what is what now. Okay, so that's the shoe part. That's the bottom of the shoe. That's the top of the shoe. Wait, hold on, hold on, hold on. Is it... Is that the right leg? Control Z. Here. It's hard to... It's hard to tell. Oh, jeez.
And it's not snapping. How about that? What about snap to increment and absolute grid snap? That's better. So just position it in. This is now your thing. Select the bottom face right here. I also have to scale it down by 0.5. And now I can move this one. It doesn't let me snap. You have to zoom in to get, a smaller grid. I just place it in. This is your leg, but it's very blurry. What is going on? Well, let's go back into the shader editor. And in here, you see this linear interpolation.
Ah, okay. So shader editor, linear interpretation, closest. Wonderful. Okay, so now I gotta do that for every single part?
So if you have textures which are low resolution, Blender is going to automatically interpolate between those pixels to make it more smooth, to make it seem like it's a higher resolution than it is. Drop this down and go to closest. That's it. If I press the / on the numpad, you see we have a leg. Instead of doing all this again for the second leg, I'm just gonna delete it, go into orthographic, duplicate this, and just move it down here because we still have the snap. So this.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So orthographic, delete, Shift D, wonderful. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to take this, rotate the Z 180. Oh shit. I just sneezed into the mic. I'm gonna wash my hands. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, wonderful.
This is going to be called my right leg, right? So I saved myself some work. Now both of these legs are using the same faces here. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's actually our arm. Larm. And you're going to be Larm. You're going to be Releg. And you are gonna be Laleg. Beautiful. You're gonna be Head. Perfect. Now what do I gotta do? So that's the body. Yes, that's the body. Okay. So body tab.
If you have a different one, just select this and move it somewhere else, and it's gonna use a different part of the texture. Actually, now that I come to think of it, I could do the same for the arms. So I'm just gonna delete the arms, and I'm just gonna do it like this.
Oh, I'm gonna have to rename everything. Why must you? Okay, cool, wonderful. Now let's. Perfect. Now you tab G, bring it down to there. Oh, hold on. Freaking, you gotta be. Let's hope that ends up lining up correctly. Why? Why do we got gaps like that? Oh. Oh. Okay. And cool. Not going to increment scale. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's gonna have to be close enough. Oh, what about you? What about you? Friggin' hmm. I feel like I fucked up real bad. only I could snap to pixels. Snap to vertice. At what point is it close enough? At what point is it close enough? Ah, I think it's that point in which it's close enough. Okay. There's that. Uh, Now, let's hope that I don't mess it up for when I do the body. At what point is it close enough? Right around that point. Okay, yeah, that's close enough. That's close enough. Orthographic view. Delete. Tab. All. Increment. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. Up at 180, there we go. Mark C. Mark C. Mark C.
Duplicate like this. This is the right arm, and I'm just gonna drop down the options, affect only origins. And now if I move the Z by -2, I'm gonna move the origin down by -2. Now I'm gonna duplicate this, move it on the other side, and just call it left arm. So now I select this arm, go into edit mode, simply move this on the other side. I have an arm. I'm gonna do the same for this one. Edit mode, move it on the other side. For the head, I'm just gonna do it again because it has different dimensions and stuff. So if you want to increase the window size, you don't want to constantly, rescale things, you can press Control and Space while your mouse is in here. It's going to give you a full screen mode, and then you Control Space again, and you pop out of the full screen mode, so that's useful. I'm going to go into Edit. Selection is linked. Whatever I select here is going to be selected there. You're going to get a bunch of faces. So if I move this, I have the software knows it is a rectangle and it is not scaled. Now let's just apply the scale for all of them.
Okay. Shift S. What?
Thing with it is a rectangle. Just stretch upwards. This one, which has the scale applied, the software knows it is a rectangle and it is not scaled. Now let's just apply the scale for all of them. One good thing with Blender is if you're gonna open a menu again, your mouse is automatic.
Control A, scale. Control A, scale. Tab.
Going to be on the last operation, so on scale, so we can just do it really fast. I love Blender, it's so cool. Okay, back into edit mode. Let's press U to unwrap stuff, and let's just put it onto cube projection.
Okay, so edit mode, U, cube projection.
What this is gonna do is if I go into face mode, let's click this arrow so the selection is linked. Whatever I select here is gonna be selected there. You're gonna get a bunch of faces. So if I move this, I have every face is an individual part of the UV. So let's apply a material to this. So go into this material icon down here and make a new material. Call it skin.
Why is it not applying the dimensions? U, cube projection. Okay. M S. I don't think it did that correctly. Clear seam. Clear seam. Okay. So how do I go about shift, shift A, shift A, shift A, no, shift, shift S,
So go into this material face. Here is going to be selected there. You're going to get a bunch of faces. So if the selection is linked, what I'm going to do is press U to unwrap stuff. And let's just put it onto cube projection. What this is going to do is if
edit mode, Q, cube projection. Why is it not changing that size?
if I go into face mode, let's click this arrow so the selection is linked. Whatever I select here is going to be selected there. You're going to get a bunch of faces. So if I move this, I have every face.
Mark seam. Mark seam. That. Mark seam. Now you unwrap. The scale is wrong.
Apply that scale. So this leg has been scaled, so the software thinks it's still A and apply that scale. So because it has scale, so what we have to do is press Control A and apply that scale. So this leg has been scaled, so the software
Control A. Scale.
thinks it's still a cube, it was just stretched upwards. This one, which has the scale applied, the software knows it is a rectangle and it is not scaled. So let's just apply the scale for all of them. One good thing with Blender is if you're gonna open a menu again, your mouse is automatically going to be on the last operation, so on scale, so you can just do it really fast. I love Blender, it's so cool. Okay, back into edit mode. Let's press U to unwrap stuff, and let's just put it onto cube projection. What this is gonna do is if I go into face
U. U. Cube projection. What?
mode, let's click this arrow so the selection is linked. Whatever I select here is going to be selected there. You're going to get a bunch of faces. So if I move this, I have every face is an individual part of the UV. So the main thing and then the bottom and material tab, while having the head selected, I'm just going to drop this down and give it the skin material so it's using the same material. Now in edit mode, go into face mode, press A to select everything, U unwrap. So it unwrapped the face.
Okay, I'm not going to worry about the body for now.
Bottom ones, I have selected all the faces, and I'll press U, mark seam. So all of these are now seams. Also, in the material tab, while having the head selected, these bottom ones, I have this cut, and I know the bottom any of the other sides, and I know there's a cut here because this is this cut, and I know the bottom is completely isolated, so all 4 of the bottom ones, I have selected all the faces, and I'll press U, mark seam. So all of these are now seams. Also,
Okay. So that's going to be a seam. And that is going to be a seam. And that is going to be a seam. Unwrap couldn't solve any islands. Edge seems me. You. You. Unwrap could not solve any islands. Edge seams may need to be added. You. Unwrap cube projection.
In the material tab, while having the head selected, I'm just gonna drop this down and give it the skin material so it's using the same material. Now, in edit mode, go into face mode, press A to select everything, you unwrap, so it unwrap the face. I know this shape, so I'm gonna go R and rotate it by 90 degrees. And it seems to be the correct scale as well, so I'm just gonna...
Ye. U. Angled base. Okay. Okay, angled base. That did it. That did it. Okay. So R 90. 180. 360. 270. 270 sounds good. S 85. G rotate 90. Perfect. Okay. We have the head. We have the head. Cool. Oh man, I'm gonna be going to work soon. Oofaroonies, oofaroonies. Let's try to get this body then. Um, slash. Do we have seams? So we need to have tab. Clear seams. I need that, that, that to mark seam. I also need that, that to mark a seam. That, 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 that to also mark a seam. And then I need to do all U unwrap based on angle. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So all rotate 270. Good, 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 good. Now scale. 0.5. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now G. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Scale 0.25. No, alarm. No, no. Time, please go slower. Scale. 0.75. 5. 0.3. 4. Now, vertex. G. Uh, Close enough. Close enough. Close enough. Look at that. I have a Minecraft character with a skin on. Well, half of the skin on. I think I can figure out how to get the rest of the skin. Ugh. But that'll have to be later. I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm gonna be late for work if I don't get going right now. So I gotta control save, and I gotta get going. So I'll see you some other time. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye.